Welcome to the Agent to Agent podcast, the show that connects you with top real estate professionals across the country to uncover what life is really like in their communities. So, whether you are a fellow real estate agent looking for a trusted referral partner or somebody who's thinking about making a move, you'll find insider insights into what life is like in each of these communities to help you feel right at home no matter where you land. So, let's jump in. All right, everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I'm super excited today. We have Kristen Carter out of Phoenix, Arizona on the show today. Kristen is with the Melanie Nemitz team with a main focus on fostering relationships to build business and community throughout the area that she lives in. So I'm super excited to have her on. Let's welcome Kristen Carter up here and get to know her a little bit more. Hey, Kristen, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me, Chris.
No, thanks for coming on to the podcast. You are officially, I think, the fifth guest, I believe, fifth or sixth. So I appreciate the early support in this endeavor that I just decided to start doing. So, anyways, I'm super excited to have you on. Just kind of really want to highlight you as an agent, the area that you're at. So, let's delve right in. Tell our audience, who is Kristen Carter and how did you find yourself in this wonderful business?
So I've been licensed for 8 years with Keller Williams the entire time and actually on the same team the entire time. So I'm part of the Melanie Nemitz team. We are a top 1% agent team in Arizona and absolutely love what we do. Melanie is a native to Arizona. I actually am a transplant. I've been here 16 years now and absolutely love it. Came from California, wanted to find something different, and this is where we landed with our family.
That's awesome. So when you moved, you said you moved from California?
Moved from California. There's a lot of California to Arizona. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So when you moved to California, did you move straight into real estate, or was there a little bit of a transition period between that move and then ultimately finding yourself in the business?
Yeah, it was about 8 years here before I actually ended up in real estate. I was a professional photographer. I ran my own business. I loved it. But we needed some more income, and I wanted to try something different that wasn't just me running my own thing. So I still needed the flexibility that real estate gives. And so I looked around, and then I took my team owner, Melanie, out for coffee, and I just said, hey, I've got this idea. I think I want to do real estate. And she went, hey, that's cool. I'm growing a team. You want to come be my buyer's agent? And so a partnership was born, and then our team has grown since. And now we are a team of 5. And we absolutely love what we do. It's so awesome. And yeah, we are based in Gilbert, but we serve the entire Phoenix metro.
So where is Gilbert as it relates to Phoenix?
Great question. That's what everybody asks. So if you think of where you fly into Phoenix as the center, we are about 30 minutes southeast of the airport. And from there, the nice part is pretty much everything is about 35 minutes from the airport. So it's this big central hub, and we're a valley. And so we work valley-wide.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So are you still a buyer's agent over there with your team, or have you kind of, I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for, but just evolved, I guess, in the role? What are you doing now?
Yeah, so I'm a full agent now. So I take listings and help buyers both. We've transitioned to a different model than the buyer agent model on our team, and I absolutely love it. So I've had 5 or 6 listings this year, and I'm really enjoying working with sellers. It's still a fairly new concept for us, just transitioned in the last year to this.
Okay.
And so buyers have my heart. I love working with buyers. I love working with transplant buyers because I've been there. I know that process. I lived it.
Yeah.
And so I help a lot of buyers moving from out of state and coming to us. And they need to learn the area. They need to learn where they want to be, what fits their lifestyle, what town or city is best for them and their commute and everything else and all their goals. And so that has my heart for sure.
I love that. I love that. What would you say makes, the Phoenix, it's Gilbert, right?
It's Gilbert.
Gilbert, right. What would you say makes the Phoenix or Gilbert market unique, and like what is attracting, these relocation people into the Phoenix area?
Our biggest one is obviously our weather. We have 9 months of absolutely gorgeous weather where you're not shoveling snow, you're not having to dig yourself out. There's no jackets for the most part. We
Okay.
always joke our coat closets are actually vacuum closets.
Okay.
So
if we have coat closets down here in Florida, we often put our vacuums in them as well. But I
exactly,
would gladly day
we've done the
trade.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd gladly day trade some of those weather months with you for sure.
Yeah, so for us, that's one of the biggest things is our weather. So we get a lot of people from all the snow, the cold states, whether they're snowbirds or full time. And then we also have low taxes compared to a lot of other states. So that's a big draw. And our economy is great. We have a really strong job economy in the Phoenix area, and it's always growing and always changing. And so we've attracted a lot of really good businesses to the area, and they are bringing their workers here. And so we're seeing a lot of that as well.
What type of industries are you seeing in the Phoenix area now? Like with all of the jobs that you mentioned, businesses coming in, like is there specific industries that you're really seeing an influx in?
We have a lot of healthcare and a lot of tech. Those are both, and then we have a very large amount of engineering because we have one of the main Boeing locations is here. We've got Northrop Grumman. We've got quite a few other space tech type companies that are based here.
Okay. So you got some pretty good industries that are in there as far as not just opportunities for locals, but I mean all of those that you just really kind of named are pretty high income potential opportunities for people looking to move in the area and work in those particular industries.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's nice because I mean our prices have risen over the last few years, but we're still considered a fairly affordable state and affordable area to move to.
What would you say your average? What would you say like the average price point is in the Phoenix area? It's kind of a loaded question, but like for people coming in, they're looking to make that.
Yeah, your average is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for about $455.
Okay.
That's kind of where we're at. We have some condos and townhomes, but that's not our main. Our main is single family homes. We have a lot of communities and we have a lot of HOAs. And that's something that a lot of people don't realize. For better or worse, we are mostly HOA based because when our areas were being built, the city said, sure, you can build here, but you're going to take on the cost of putting in the grass and putting in the parks and doing all these amenities. And so they formed HOA communities. So what it means is we have absolutely amazing master planned communities. Some of these have 2 or 3 community pools. They've got rec centers. They've got activities that happen. They've got a real true neighborhood feel to them rather than just a smattering of houses. And so when we're searching for houses for people, especially ones who aren't familiar, we're often talking in terms of communities rather than actual cities. And so we're naming them by community. And what's really great is some of these communities are nationally known and people are coming here because they've heard about them.
Right. So it's a lot of lifestyle living, right? Those HOAs. Do you see a lot of people coming in from like the Northeast or like those cities like from the Northeast? Down here in Florida, what I find is that like those people, they're not very familiar with HOAs, right? It's kind of like new for them. So I mean, are you seeing that over in your area too? And is it causing any issues? Or are they actually like being very receptive to what the HOAs are providing for them?
It's a case by case basis and what their lifestyle needs. Because if you're moving here and you've got boats and toys and haulers and RVs and that sort of stuff, you're going to have a hard time finding them. However, we do have a lot of communities that have built homes with RV garages, RV gates, extra parking on site to mitigate some of that. So that's been really nice. But if somebody has specific needs where they're like, I have to park my commercial vehicle at my house, we're not searching for HOA homes. We're searching for the ones that are not. And we do have them. They are here. It's just not as common.
Gotcha. So the communities, the weather seems to be huge draws for people coming in. What are some of the other things that people like love about the area? Like what is lifestyle like, over in Phoenix? You've got the great weather, you've got those pools and stuff, but kind of what's there to do over there?
Everything. I mean, we've got People travel here just to hang out. I mean, we've got Scottsdale right up the road. We serve Scottsdale too. So people fly in to have vacation here and then they realize, wait, I could vacation all year long. This is amazing. And so that's really what it is. Weekends during, I would say, the cooler weather, not in August. We're not seeing people out and about right now. Everybody's holed up in their AC. But when it cools down, oh my gosh, everybody is out and about every single day. We are out biking, we're out hiking. We've got so many dog friendly places. It's a very dog friendly area for everybody. You can take your dogs on the trails. You can take them to restaurants. You can go walk with them. There's festivals every weekend celebrating all sorts of stuff. Like October has a taco festival. There's music pretty much every weekend at any park. It's a party when we're not working.
It sounds like there's a little bit for everybody, whether you've got
really is.
Whether you're a young professional, like, which is great because it means the area is very well rounded for a lot of different lifestyles.
Absolutely. And on that note, I mean, we're obviously known for snowbirds as well. So our active adult communities, they are on par with Florida. Like, let me tell you, we've got some of the most like awesome pickleball courts and recreation centers and beautiful homes within these communities as well. And they draw people for their retirement, that this is where they want to spend their time and where they want to enjoy themselves. And they come to us. It's great.
Right. Are you seeing that? Is that kind of like a new trend because of the retirement communities? Like, is that something new that's being built out in there? Or
Not at all.
It's something that's been happening.
Oh, it's been happening since the 60s and 70s. I mean, the community called Leisure World has been nationally known probably for 50 years. And that's in Mesa. And so when people are considering where they want to retire, so many times we hear, oh, I want to retire to Mesa. I want to retire to Scottsdale. I want to retire to Phoenix. And so because of that, we have a very large amount of houses that are active adult. And what's great about those is because they are a little more limited to who can buy them, their price point tends to be a little lower as well. So the average active adult community price point is about $100,000 less than the rest of the valley. So you can buy a two bed, two bath for about $350 rather than $450.
And still get all of those amenities and stuff that we were just talking about.
And still get all of the wonderful amenities. Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Pickleball courts are the number one things right now. So
of course,
taking the nation by storm over here. So awesome. Very good. Well, so kind of taking a little pivot, right? More on business focus. I'd love to know, like, how would you describe your approach to serving clients? Like that experience that you provide, what does that look like for you?
For us, it's all about the relationship. I mean, that's our team name. Our team name is Fostering Relationships. And that's a twofold for us. So we are relationship based. Anything that we can do to serve our community, to serve the people that we know, to just be human focused rather than transaction focused. Because for us, it's all about helping them get to that next goal, whatever that may be, and providing guidance throughout the process for them to make the right decision. So for us, our clients are always in the driver's seat. We are here for education, for guidance, for experience, and for helping them through the process. But we're never one to make the decision for them. We're not going to force a timeline on them that's not realistic, that doesn't fit what they're trying to do. And it is so exciting when we can help them when we first meet and they say, hey, here's my goals. And then we get there. And that's so awesome. And then the other side of our name for Fostering Relationships is that we support foster care. So everything that we do as far as our I can never say that word, charity. We're charity. Anytime we do anything that's giving back, we're trying to find a way to do that can help kids in foster care. So our most recent one was just last month. We got together and we packed 500 backpacks for kids in foster care to be able to have them when they started school. So that's one of my favorite days of the year. And then in the winter, we do what's called the Snowflake Drive, which is where we get our clients to gift cards for a nonprofit that goes straight to the kids.
Mhm.
And then for every gift card that we're given, we also do a snowflake ornament for those kids. And so it's a really fun way for us to give back to them and also have our clients participate. And
That's
they love
awesome.
it.
And do you do that with the food? Do you do that with the backpack drive too? Like, do you open that up to your clients and say, hey, would you like to sponsor a backpack, or do you just want to donate, or do you like
Yeah,
you create that community engagement and involvement? It's not
do.
just you guys giving that back.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have an Amazon gift list that we send out to all of our client database. And we say, hey, if you want to help us, here's what you can do. You can purchase and it'll ship directly to our backpack center, which is at the headquarters of the nonprofit where we pack them all. And then we also invite them to join us. So this year we actually had a good handful of volunteers come and help. And what has been in the past an all-day packing adventure for us, we got done in 3 hours.
Wow, that's awesome.
Which was absolutely amazing because we had the help of our people.
Yeah, that's awesome on so many levels. Not only did it not take you an entire day to do it, but you really got to bring people in
Yeah,
and experience that, right? And it's such an amazing, the goodwill that you just feel from doing that is really amazing.
yeah, yeah. And for us, it's personal too. So Melanie, my team owner, her kids are they were foster kids that they've adopted when they were
Okay.
young, and so they've raised them. And then for me personally, my nephew is he was a foster kid who's been adopted into our family, and we can't imagine life without him. And so anytime that we can support these kids and care and give to them, we really that's one of our main goals.
It's amazing. It sounds like it's, there's a big why there.
Absolutely.
It's tied right there, which is, a huge driver of anything that we do. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and
Is
we've
it-
found one of the other things within business, and this is speaking strictly to agents, your database wants to help. Your people
Mhm.
want to help. They just don't know how, and they may not have the time to organize. So if you can find a way to bring them together and to organize, they will show up. We hear it every time we host an event where we're doing something that we're giving back. We hear from our people that they say, "We love this. We want to do more. We don't know how to do it ourselves. Thank you for putting it together."
Right.
So I highly recommend finding a way that you can tie in some sort of giving into your business because your people love it.
Right. Again, to your point, they want to, they just don't have the time
Yeah,
to be able to like put that stuff together. So if you can facilitate that issue, then you can it's really a great opportunity to bring your community together in ways that they
absolutely.
otherwise wouldn't be able to do for themselves.
Yeah, 100%.
So what would you say? This is an agent to agent podcast, right? So it's all about agents. Again, building those building those relate connections based on relationships, right? The agent to agent referrals based on relationships. How would you describe, or better quite, what's most important to you when you receive a referral?
When I receive a referral, what's most important?
Yeah.
Uh, it's getting that connection, like you said. First, I want to know, like, okay, when I'm talking to the agent, how well do they know this referral client? Is this somebody that
Mhm.
they've worked with before, or is this just a cold lead that they're just handing off? So that way we know that. What they know about the referral, if they know any details or anything else. If they don't, that's okay too. And then for us, it's not really about that first initial phone call. A lot of it's about the follow up and making sure that we're staying connected through the process and updating them on every step of their referrals step of their journey. So that
Right.
way our referring agents know, hey, they're being taken care of. They're being helped. We're getting them out. We had a buyer consultation. We had a listing consultation. This step happened. That step happened. Hey, closing's coming up. We're so excited. Thank you again. We appreciate you. So all of
Yeah.
those steps are huge for us in the process. And then when we're talking about giving a referral, we also kind of do the same thing. We want to vet our agents to make sure that who we're giving them to is going to take care of them the best way possible and in a way that our clients are used to. Because I'm not going to hand off my referral to somebody who runs a transaction-based business. If there's somebody who just takes cold leads all day long and they sell 100 homes a year, but they're not relational about it, they're not going to give my client the right experience. And so
Sure.
it's making sure that the agents match the client.
Absolutely. I think that's such a huge takeaway right there, right? Is just, not just sending something out, but, part of the great benefit that we have in building relationships like this is that we can really play matchmaker, not just in our local markets, but, throughout the country. I mean, I think there's such power in being able to say to your friends or just in conversations, it's just like, hey, if you don't have somebody, I can help you, right?
Yeah.
Like it's such an important part of our business that we know people not just locally, but across the country in which we serve, and that we just embed ourselves with other great individuals so that our network can become your network. And I think it's such a powerful tool for us to have, not just from a business standpoint, but it's just such a great relationship building basis too at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was probably about, I think it's about 3 years ago now that the light bulb went off and I went, I need to build my nation network. Like I need to know agents in all the markets.
Mm-hmm.
And so I set an intentionality around that to go out and build those relationships in the major markets that were tied to my market, and then expand out from there as well into all the other markets. And so now what's really fun to me is not just on the business side, but on the personal side. If I travel anywhere in the country, I probably have a friend there. And
Right.
and it's awesome. It's so awesome. Like being able to say, "Hey, you want to grab coffee at the airport? I'm stopping in." It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. I think that's great. I had that aha earlier this year, which is actually how we ended up
That's how we met.
meeting. Yep, earlier in the year is 2025. We'll timestamp that here on the podcast today because the date's not provided on YouTube. I'm joking; it totally is. But yeah, I think that's such a great thing. I mean, I feel like our ability to be able to network with other people outside of our market and build those relationships. It's personally rewarding, it's professionally rewarding, and it's just fun, to be honest. It's just a great experience to have.
Well, and the other thing that a lot of people don't think about either is that you get to know what's happening in the other markets. And there are some markets that are leaders across the country, that when what happens in their market, it starts, but then it follows into the other markets. And so as an agent, when you kind of have that heads up of like, hey, this market's doing this and usually ours follows,
Yeah.
you are an expert to your clients to be able to tell them, hey, this is what's happening in these other markets. We should do XYZ to get you to your goal, whatever that is.
Right.
But because you have that knowledge and you can give them that, you are giving them even better service.
Mm-hmm. You're operating on more of a bigger picture thing with
Absolutely.
local information, right? Not like just like headline news information.
Yeah.
You've got that
Right.
big picture supported by the micro markets that our relationships are in, and it can really help us deliver value to our customers across the board, wherever they are.
For sure. Yeah.
So awesome. So is somebody, you said you have a lot of people who kind of come into the community, right? For somebody who's moving there, what's one thing that you tell them to help them feel at home or kind of get their bearings coming into the city?
I think the biggest thing I tell people is once you're here, start finding your people. Join Facebook groups, join your local neighborhood groups, go meet your neighbors. Like be neighborly, because you're going to build your community that way and you're going to find other people who are also from your area. It's not surprising when you first meet someone. We don't usually say, oh, where did you go to school, or where are you from, or like, where do you live now? It's where are you from? Where'd you move from? Oh, you're native? Oh my gosh. Like being native to Arizona is such a small percentage now. Everybody is from somewhere. And so
Wow.
oftentimes when you have that conversation, you find out, oh, you're from the same place I'm from. Or, oh, my cousin's from there. Do you know such and such? And it turns into a very small world very quickly. And so that's one of the things I tell people is you're gonna find people that you know that live here. Weirdly,
Right.
like I ran into one of my friends from third grade. She literally lives 10 miles from me. We both
Wow.
moved here as adults. Didn't realize it, but we had mutual friends in common. And then we popped up on each other's Facebook and realized that we lived down the road from each other.
That's so I feel like it's not just me, but do you feel this way too sometimes? I feel like as we get older, as the years go by, we know the world is big, but it just seems to get so much like smaller,
It
right?
does.
With all of the different places that people or things could be, you find yourself in these situations, just like you said, where you're like, you're right next door. You could have been anywhere else on the face of this planet, but you're like, you happen to be right next door, separated by like 10 years, 20 years of not seeing each other.
Mhm.
It's so funny. It's so funny how life brings us back together like that.
It really is. It's yeah. And it being here, it's funny because in Phoenix, actually anywhere in the country, if I talk to people, they're like, "Oh, my aunt lives there," or "My cousin lives there," or "Oh, I have a brother who lives there." It doesn't matter who I talk to, as far as agents or otherwise.
Somebody
Somebody
lives.
knows someone that lives here.
It's not a bad thing. It's
It's
not a
not a
bad
bad
thing.
thing. It's great. I love it. But yeah, it's part of living in Phoenix. Everybody knows
Absolutely.
somebody here.
Well, so what about like from you? Like, do you have a favorite local restaurant? Is there like a park or a hidden gem that you recommend to new residents or people who've never
Oh
been?
my gosh. I have a whole list. Oh my gosh. I have a list for
Give
my
me a pen.
clients, depending on where they live in, or where they're going to be in the valley. So, okay, so Gilbert. One of our favorites that we always go to is called Joe's Farm Grill. And it's literally, it was the Johnston family farm, and they turned
Mhm.
it into a restaurant. And then from the restaurant, they added an outbuilding, and the outbuilding has more in there. So there's a florist, there's a couple other little restaurants, there's an ice cream shop. So that's a whole thing in itself. And then right next door to that, they just built Epicenter, and that is a live work community. So there's got apartments up top and then businesses on the bottom. And all the businesses are amazing. So there's like local boutiques and there's restaurants. And
Yeah.
the whole thing with that was the rule was no chains. Could not have a chain. They all had to be locally owned.
Oh, like no franchises
No
or like
franchise.
no Chili's or
Yep.
Bojangles or
None
any
of
of
that.
that stuff.
None of that is allowed. They are all locally based businesses.
That's
And
awesome.
so that whole corner at Higley and Ray and Gilbert is one of my favorites. And so, yeah, so that's amazing. And then if you go to any of the downtowns, downtown Chandler, downtown Gilbert, downtown Mesa, Old Town Scottsdale, all of them
Okay.
have a charm and a feeling all their own. They're all different, but they're all fantastic. And same thing, small locally owned businesses. And
That's
so those are where I tell people to go, is go support the local places. Yes, we have all the other things, like we've got Chick-fil-A's, we've got Portillo's,
yeah.
we've got things from Chicago, we've got things from the Midwest, we've got things from California, because again, all these transplants have come here and requested these businesses come here, but you can't beat local business.
Absolutely not. In a nutshell, there's something for everyone, is what it sounds
Yeah,
like in
pretty
your
much.
city and in your area. Is there any upcoming developments or any trends that you're seeing that you're excited about coming down the pipeline?
So one of the biggest things that just happened was yesterday, a unincorporated part of our valley actually voted to become incorporated. So they're officially a town. So the town of Santan Valley is happening finally. This has been like 20 years in the works. Um,
Wow.
and so that's a big deal that has happened. That community has grown with new construction over the last 10 years in a massive way. And so they needed some form of something, because before this they're just strictly county operated, and so now they're going to have some town things coming to them. So that's a big deal, especially with all the new communities that they just built. Um, Other than that, we've also got a ton of new construction on the outer edges of the valley. So in the East Valley, Santan Valley and Florence are growing huge. Apache Junction just put in a lovely new master planned community on par with some of the things we see in Mesa and Gilbert.
Hmm.
And then on the west side of the valley as well, there's Verado, which is in Buckeye. That's growing leaps and bounds. And a lot of the area kind of near the 202. And these are all things that if somebody's Googling, they'll figure out what I'm talking about. But
Or they can just call Kristen.
and they can call me and I'll help them with all of this. But
Absolutely.
new construction is huge right now in our area.
Okay.
And where our market is, with being in a buyer's market, we're seeing some really, really good deals for people in new construction.
Awesome. Yeah, we're seeing some of that down here too. I'm glad to hear that you're witnessing that up there as well. So definitely some opportunities for buyers in today's market who are ready, willing, and able to make that move. So
Exactly.
sometimes I feel like we're like broken records delivering the same message sometimes, but there it is. That is part of what we do. So
Yes.
well, very cool. So as we kind of like wrap up here, wanted to, like, where can people connect with you, learn more about you, about your business? If they're thinking about making that move, how do they get connected with you? How do you guys get in touch?
Yeah, the easiest way is all of my socials are Kristen Carter AZ. So you can find me on any of the major platforms that way. You can also go to our website, which is fosteringre.com, and find us that way. And they can do home searches. They can find out some more information for that. And then otherwise, they can call me, text me, beat me, whatever.
Yep. Did you say beat me?
I did. Call me, text me, beat me.
I
Aging
love
myself
it.
right there.
You just blasted me back into the past for a minute. Half of our audience have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I'm sure they don't. It's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I'm always happy. And even if somebody's just contemplating which state they want to move to, I'm always happy to help them know their options for what a move to Arizona could look like.
Awesome. And any final thoughts that you'd like to share with agents or clients or maybe even prospective, consumers out there that you'd like to share before we jump off?
I would say for agents, human first. Treat your people like people, not like transactions. And for consumers, it's not as scary as you think. Find a professional to help you and guide you and give you information to help you reach that goal. Because the information will empower you to be able to make the right decision.
Awesome. Fantastic advice to end today's podcast on. So with that, we'll kind of wrap it up. Kristen, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast today. It was an absolute pleasure having you on. Thanks for sharing a little bit about yourself, about the area that you service. And we look forward to maybe even having you on a future episode as this podcast grows. But until then, we'll say goodbye to everybody. Thanks again, Kristen, for joining us. I'll see you on the next Agent to Agent podcast. Thanks for tuning in to the Agent to Agent podcast, where we connect you with the people and the places that help make moving feel easier. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to follow along for insider looks at communities across the country. And connect with me if you'd like help getting connected with a trusted agent, no matter where life takes you. We'll see you next time.